Welcome to a special mini edition of the Autism Outreach Podcast. I am planning something that is so monumental that I had to do a standalone episode to tell you all about it. So if you are a speech language pathologist or you are a board certified behavior analyst and you are working with autistic students and you need CEUs, you will want to listen to this mini episode.
You're listening to Autism Outreach Podcast, a podcast full of ready-to-use strategies to help those with autism strengthen their communication skills. Here's your host, Rose Griffin of ABA Speech, a speech therapist and board-certified behavior analyst who shares tips you can use in your next therapy session.
On March 12th, we will be holding the inaugural Autism Connection. I am so stoked about this new live event. I am collaborating with Sasha Long from the Autism Helper, and we are putting together this event. We are both speaking, and we have some other really stellar speakers, and we wanted to bring you a live PD event. I don't know about you, but I really miss connecting with people live at conferences. That was a big part of what I did before COVID hit. And then boom, nothing. So this is a live event. It is 5 hours in length on March 12th, and it is an ASHA-approved CE event, which is awesome for speech language pathologists, and it is also an ACE event. So if you are a BCBA and you need ACE learning units, this is an ACE event. We will also have certificates if you are a teacher, special education professional, parent. We will also have that option as well. I wanted to come on today to tell you about the event. I'm just so excited about the information that we're going to share. And why I wanted to partner with Sasha is that she is very, very smart. She has amazing strategies that she shares. I've always been inspired by her content, and she understands what it's like to be in the trenches. So the information that we're going to share through our talks is going to be very, very applicable and very actionable if you are working with students. And if you are one of my friends, colleagues that's a speech therapist and BCBA, there's like 450 of us, this will be really nice because you can get both your CEUs. So I hope that you will attend. One of the first things we're going to do is kick off the event on the 12th, Sasha and myself, and just kind of give you the logistics. Very easy to get your CEUs, but we'll go over all of that. And then Sasha is going to present a talk called Make the Environment a Tool, Not an Obstacle. And so she's going to talk about why the learning environment is important and how it can impact educational outcomes. So important. She's going to list and describe 5 antecedent-based interventions that can be embedded into the environment. Great information. And she's also going to list 3 ways to collaborate with teams on utilizing these strategies. So when you're working in a school, when you're working in a non-public program, we are always collaborating. And that's what makes our students grow, become independent communicators, and learn. And so she's going to be talking all about that. The next talk is going to be from Mari Serda. Mari is somebody who I really admire and have really learned a lot through her Instagram. She is diagnosed with autism, a late diagnosis of autism. She's a wife, a mom of 3, a board-certified trauma-informed behavior analyst who consults with teachers in schools to provide professional development coaching on various neurodivergent affirming topics. And, in her description of her talk, she says neurodivergent and neurodiversity are the 2021, and I would say 2022, trending buzzwords about how do we operationally define them? And what does that really mean? I can't wait for this talk. It's going to be great. To reach this level of understanding requires pulling from research outside of our discipline, and tackling systematic frameworks of oppression hidden from our view. Racism and ableism are truly two sides of the same ideological coin that are rooted across most therapeutic disciplines. This presentation walks through careful examination of language, identification of subtle structures at play, and purposeful intent to deconstruct these systems in our work. She shares such amazing information on Instagram. I feel like I have learned so much from her just, being a fan of her Instagram page on social media, and I just can't wait for the talk. It's going to be great. We are going to have some breaks throughout the Autism Connection, so we definitely will have like a little lunch break, a little morning break. After Mari's talk, we're going to have a break, and then I will talk right before lunch, and I will be talking about one of my favorite topics. I will be talking about modified play and leisure skills for preschool and elementary age students. I really love this talk so much because my whole goal for my students is to help them spontaneously communicate. And for them to spontaneously communicate not only with me and others in their environment, but also with their classmates. And so what we're going to talk about in this discussion, we'll talk about some assessments that can be used to evaluate leisure skills because those can be kind of tricky. And this is definitely where I'm using my BCBA side of my brain and my speech therapy, kind of bringing it all together and bridging it. I'll also talk about video modeling, which is a evidence-based practice for teaching a whole variety of skills, but it's so powerful for teaching leisure skills as well. And then I'm going to share with you, I listed in the description 5, but I'll probably be sharing more than that. Leisure skills that you can use in your classroom, that you can use in your therapy room. And I love this talk so much because you can go out that next week and you can do these activities with your students. I was recently on a really cool podcast called Sped Prep Academy, I believe, and I was talking with the host. She's a special education teacher, and I was talking about one of my leisure skills that I modified Simon Says, and she said, wow, you know what? My students, I think, would really love that. I'm going to try that. We've never done that before. So make sure that you sign up for the Autism Connection. I'm going to tell you about the couple of the other talks too, but I will have the link for the Autism Connection in the show notes. We do have early bird pricing as well, so make sure that you sign up when you hear the podcast today so that you can secure your spot. What's nice about this event too is that it's a live event, so it's just live. You do need to attend the event for the duration of the event to get your CEUs. But I think there's a special energy that comes with a live event. I know that just doing my podcast and connecting with those of you who are in my group coaching and some of my autism courses, that I really feel connected to people over Zoom. This is kind of like in real life for me now, just with the pandemic and all of that. So I hope that you will come to the event. It is a live event, which is really nice for some speech therapists because in certain states, you need to have a certain amount of live CEUs. So we took that into consideration too. Okay, so then we're going to have a little lunch break. And then after the lunch break, we are going to be spending time with my friend and colleague, Kate Grandbois. She is a fellow speech therapist and BCBA, and she is a wealth of information with AAC. So she's going to be talking about AAC intervention, supporting communication partners and AAC users in naturalistic communication environments. So she says in her description that AAC intervention can feel different and more complicated than other forms of language intervention. Very true. Often, as communication partners, working with a communication tool can feel unnatural and intimidating. This course will review these barriers to AAC intervention and will review strategies for supporting communication partners and AAC users in a natural communication setting. And I love that so much because there's so much power in generalizing our communication and how our students are communicating across their school day. I mean, just such great information. We are going to be rounding out our event with Stephanie DeLucy from Mrs. D Corner. She's so great. I actually got the chance to meet her I did a talk for one of her membership. She is a dual certified special education teacher, master IEP coach, children's book author, and teacher mentor. You can connect with her at Mrs. D's Corner, the Intentional IEP. When I was first starting out in my business at ABA Speech and getting into all things online, which I talk about here on the show quite a bit, I was really just blown away with how much she supports special education teachers and professionals. So we're actually going to be doing a collaborative talk. I'm very obsessed with IEPs, and I have a lot of experience writing IEPs, not only in a school setting, but also in a non-public program setting. So we're going to be talking about the best kept secrets of collaborative IEP goal writing. So she talks about how as a part of each child's IEP team, it's inherent that we know how to not only write IEP goals, but also connect them to the real world and state standards. In this IEP goal deep dive, you will walk away with a basic IEP goal writing overview while also learning how to connect IEP goals to your state standards and write real world IEP goals. But it won't stop there. What if you could co-write IEP goals with teachers and other service providers? To wrap up the deep dive, you'll also walk away with knowledge on how you can make this happen in any educational setting. So that's something that I will be talking about in that talk, is how I write shared goals with the teachers that I collaborate with. That collaborative loop is so very important when we're working in any setting, that we're on the same page. If you haven't written shared goals, just talking about that idea and thinking about how that might fit into your current caseload and topic. Wow, I am so excited for this first inaugural Autism Connection. It is a 5-hour live event taking place on March 12th. It is ASHA-approved. It is also ACE-approved. And we will have certificates for teachers as well and other professionals and parents. I'm so excited for you to attend live, and I'm so excited to see where you're going to tune in from. I'll be tuning in from Ohio. My husband is going to be watching the kids that day. It is going to be very fun to network with all of you and share that information. I'm just so excited. Can't wait to see you then.
Thanks for listening to Autism Outreach. If you enjoyed the show today, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode full of actionable strategies you can use in your therapy room. Write a review too. That would mean so much to me. I always love hearing from you. Have a specific topic that you want included on a future show? Reach out over on Instagram, ABA Speech by Rose, or visit me at www.abaspeech.org.